Hello and welcome to week 10 of the BMW 12.0 challenge in iRacing. This week we're on the national circuit at Donington Park, and I really thought that this track would suit these M4s, but how wrong I was. Now, these cars are difficult to drive at the best of times in iRacing, but around here it's been really tough. There's practically no grip, and even just trying to keep the car facing in the right direction has proved a real challenge. And that really doesn't bode well for my number one target today, which is 0 incident points. You may remember from my video last week, my safety rating took a real hit, and we can remind ourselves here of just how low it is. We're down to 1.48. And of course in iRacing, if you finish a season with a safety rating lower than 2.0, your licence will automatically be demoted. And I want to avoid that if at all possible, so I'm going to be trying as hard as I can just to keep my distance to the drivers around me, give everyone a bit of extra space, try and stay out of trouble, keep it clean, won't be taking too many risks, and try to get around with 0 incident points. Now, I'll apologise to you guys in advance because my safety first strategy probably won't make for the most exciting videos. But I really do want to avoid losing my licence because iRacing deems me to be an unsafe driver, which is effectively what it is when your safety rating dips as low as mine has. And any of you who watch my videos regularly will know that I take great pride in trying to be as safe a driver as I possibly can be. And that's why it hurts so much to see my safety rating so low at the moment. And I know a lot of people would say this, but I really do feel I've been an innocent victim in a lot of the incidents throughout the course of this season. And I know I caused a big one at Watkins Glen a few weeks ago through a mistake I made myself, but other than that, I tend to have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I feel like I've been really unlucky with getting punted off, people trying to overtake me when there was no space, crashes in front of me that I couldn't avoid. There's been a catalogue of incidents, but let's see if we can avoid them here. Let's get over to the live action. Oh, and already there's a really late lunge up the inside into Redgate, so I'm just going to run it wide. I don't want any contact at all at this point in the race, so I'm just going to give that guy the space he needs to get past me. And he's running out onto the grass into Craner curves. That's not going to end well. Oh, and I've just been clipped from behind. I had to dab the brakes to try and avoid that in front of me. And the guy behind was just too close. I got clipped from behind. I had no way of avoiding it. And already my race is ruined. I don't know what I was thinking. That I could possibly have an incident-free race in iRacing. It's just impossible in this series. And there's more going on up front. What's happened here? There's more cars spinning off. So that's going to give us a couple of places back. Oh, but my car is completely undrivable as soon as I dabbed the brakes there. The car wanted to go in all directions. So do you know what? I'm just going to bail. It's not worth it. Now, with me in the pits and feeling pretty dejected by this point, we may as well go back and look at the replay to see what happened. And we're watching the number 11 car, the bright green car, making a move up the inside into Redgate. Fortunately, I saw him coming in my rearview mirror, so I gave him all the space he needed. I really wanted to avoid any contact at this stage of the race, but the warning signs were there when he tried to make a move up the inside into the entry of the Craner curves. He clipped the grass, he's got cold tyres, and he loses control. I saw it happening and dabbed the brakes to try and give myself a chance to avoid it, but of course the guy behind me had no time to react, clipped my rear, that sent me into a spin, and then of course all hell broke loose. So frustrating watching it back because it really shouldn't be that difficult just to have a clean race for 12 minutes and get around without picking up an incident point, but in iRacing it just seems impossible. And now we're riding back on board with the number 11, and look, he tries to make this move up the inside into the Craner curves. There's not really room to do it. He's got to go on the grass, and with cold tyres these BMWs are never going to regain control. And as you can see, several cars get involved and the race is ruined. We're going to stay riding with this guy for a little bit longer because you may remember from the live action that there was another incident a little bit further on, and I was interested to see if he was involved again, and sure enough he was. And I'm not quite sure what he was doing here because even when the car in front brakes, he still decides to accelerate right into the back of him. And once again, another person is punted off. So yeah, really frustrating all round, and as we watch the incident again from the chopper cam, we can see the effect it's had on the safety rating, and it's just gone from bad to worse. I'm now down to 1.29, which I think is unsalvageable. There's only 2 rounds left after this one, and next week's track I don't even own, so I'll be giving that one a miss, which leaves me with only 1 round at the end of the season to try and get back to 2.0, and I don't think realistically that's going to happen, so I might just have to accept that I'll be getting a licence demotion at the end of this season as we ride on board with Lewis, the driver behind me. And to be fair to Lewis, after the race he apologised to me for clipping me. He did say that he wasn't expecting me to brake, and I completely understood that. It certainly wasn't Lewis's fault, he had nowhere to go, but the fact that he wanted to apologise anyway was really, really nice. And here we see the classified results. There's not really much to talk about. I was feeling so fed up after that first lap crash that I decided I didn't even want to go back out and finish the race, which is very unlike me. But I just thought, if I go back out there, I'm only going to get clipped again, or I'm going to get spun off again, and I'm just going to pick up more incident points. So I thought, you know what? I'm just going to sit in the pits. It's the only place I can be where I'm not going to get hit. And I know that sounds like a pretty pessimistic view of iRacing, but it's just the way it's gone for me at the moment. Even in the races that I haven't recorded for my YouTube videos, I've just been punted off time and time again. Now, the vast majority of them I don't record, so I can't share them with you guys, but I will just show you a couple of examples from Watkins Glen a few weeks ago. I actually did a Twitch stream of 2 races live, and in both races I was punted off within the first lap by overtaking attempts that were just crazy. This is the first example, race 1, and the lights have only just gone green here, so we're on lap 1, and just keep your eye on my rear view mirror. The guy behind wants to make a move up the inside, but even though there's no room, he decides to go for it anyway and drives over my bonnet and causes this massive pile-up. And of course, you only need to sneeze on one of these M4s in iRacing and they suffer terminal damage, so I was never going to be able to finish this race, so I decided to do the next one an hour later, and this is an even worse incident. Look at the rear view again, look how far back he comes from, and then again just drives over me because there's no room to pass me. And these type of incidents happen time and time and time again, and it's really testing my patience with iRacing. You know, this isn't a cheap hobby. You have to pay your monthly subscription, you have to buy the content for the series, and I just don't know if I'm getting that value for money, because I'm certainly finishing the season feeling more frustrated with iRacing than ever. And just look at that safety rating, 1.29. I mean, I'm 14th in the standings of Division 5, which is really good, way higher than I ever thought I'd be, but that safety rating is so far lower than anyone else around me. I don't know, maybe it's me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. You know, am I braking too early into corners and then inviting these rash challenges on me? Or am I just an unsafe driver? You know, the numbers don't lie, and no one else on the leaderboard seems to have the same problem with safety ratings, so maybe it is just me and I'm not good enough. Yeah, all in all, feeling pretty despondent, and what makes it even more frustrating is that this is my only chance for a race in iRacing this week. I've had a lot of building work going on at my house this week, so my PC has been packed away, and I've just set it up temporarily just to do this one race. So naturally, I was hoping for it to be a bit more fun than it turned out. But let's try not to get too downbeat. As I said earlier in the video, I'm going to have a week off next week. I don't own the track for week 11, and it wasn't one that I particularly fancied buying. So I'll have a week off, and hopefully the rest and the break from iRacing will do me a bit of good, and it'll help me rediscover a bit of enthusiasm for it, because yeah, at the moment I'm not too keen about continuing. But we'll see how we go. We'll have a break, and hopefully we'll come back feeling a bit more positive. Cheers guys, thanks for watching.